Welcome. Good evening. Hope you all enjoyed your holiday. I want to say, when I was walking around today, I touched a lot of people. Well, not touched a lot of people, but I was in the same room with different people all day long. I went several places. And first, I noticed every place that I was going that everybody was like smiling and happy, and I'm like, no, this I'm delusional because this is not real. So as I went throughout the day, I had to go to the gas station. Everybody was like in a happy mood, so I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I wondered if it was because of the weather, because the weather right now is like perfection, and the weekend was perfection, or is it the three day weekend?
I think it's a combination of it all.
I mean,
This is the first time in forever that we've had a constant
yeah.
day over 60. I hope it don't go down to 40.
And all weekend when we're not working, like that never happens.
Right. And no rain, nothing. It was a pretty good
Yes.
weekend. So
Yes.
It's a combination of it all.
Yeah, it was just kind of refreshing. I know when I wake up and it's sunny or well, usually it's not sunny when I wake up, it's dark. But when it gets sunny or when you walk outside and it's sunny, it just does something to your soul. So, speaking of the weekend, did anything happen in the city over the weekend? I know there was a parade.
Yeah, there's an annual parade.
Okay, that they have all the time. I think, is that put on by the Legion or starts
Yes,
over by the
yeah.
Legion? Anything else that you know of that happened over the weekend?
I know it was it was the opening of the lake season where everybody was up
Oh,
at the lake.
goodness.
And,
You got to tell me.
It's the official summer start of summer.
Yep.
So, I mean, I didn't do much of anything, so I wasn't trying to get into anything. It was a time of rest. This was the first time in a long time I had a weekend of rest, so
Yeah.
I did a lot of resting.
Yeah, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people traveling out and about.
Yes.
What'd you do, E? Did you grill?
Yeah, I grilled.
Did you eat?
Yes. Why wouldn't
What
I?
did you
What was on the
cook?
grill?
Who was on the grill?
I said, what was on
What
the
was
Oh, I threw some slabs of ribs on. I wasn't gonna cook when my kids called me. It was like, Dad, you gonna barbecue this weekend? I was like, no. I get another phone call. We need you to barbecue. Okay, I guess I barbecue. Hadn't had no plans on barbecuing or doing nothing but relaxing. And see, like this Saturday is the fishing derby, so that's where I'm gonna be at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm gonna be. I gotta get my poles ready.
That's a good mention. Let everybody. What is that? What's a fishing derby? In case somebody's not familiar.
It's an annual event where they load the reservoir up with channel lake, farm raised catfish, and it's like a competition. It's mainly for kids.
Okay.
But us big kids, we forget it's not for it's not for us, and we go out there and just fish.
Is it free?
Yes.
That's the only time. I've never been fishing. I've only been to the fishing derby twice, and it was with my great niece. But I remember several years ago, I don't know if the woman is still in it, if she's still alive. But remember, there was an old lady that lived across from the reservoir. That Thursday when they fill it up, she'd be up there that Friday fishing.
Hey, I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her at all.
Well, you
They
do.
got a basketball tournament again this year?
Something I really don't know.
I haven't seen anything about
haven't
it.
either.
Either. I know the last couple of years, Rez had
Yeah.
the basketball tournament.
Yep.
as the fishing derby went on.
Yep, absolutely. So you bring up fishing. The adults were fishing at my parents this weekend, and the little kids were as well. They were just fishing off of the dock. There's a really long dock that goes out. So he would be like my great nephew. I'm not a great anything, so we're just gonna say he's like related to me down the way. Probably like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, if that. He caught 14 bluegill in the time that the adults caught 0 fish. I mean, he just kept because the fish are all on the beds right now. Mm-hmm. So he was killing them. So that's what I did. I was at the lake most of the weekend. I got some sun. I laid on a raft and didn't talk to anybody and had music in my ears, and it was absolutely wonderful. And tomorrow, actually, we're going to be talking about self-care on our Wednesday Envy in Depth at 8:30. And I feel like I accomplished a lot of that this weekend for once.
Yeah, just
Even though I was traveling, I still literally just didn't mess with my phone, laid on the raft for literally hours. And to me, that was wonderful. So when we talk about Memorial Day, a lot of people, I think, get that confused with Veterans Day. What is, in simple terms, what is Memorial Day?
Well, you want it in simple terms, or you want to know how
Well,
you want it actually?
Keep it
Simple
simple.
terms, simple because I want to explain the difference between the two because I even heard people this weekend.
Think that there was one in the same.
Yes.
Now, Veterans Day is actually where you honor even
Vets.
vets that are alive.
Alive.
You know, you actually honor the vets that are alive. You give them their due and their thanks and their praise while they're still here. Memorial Day is exactly that. You memorialize those that have passed on. So, but Veterans Day is not for the ones that have passed on. Those are for the ones that are.
Well, see,
recognized.
Memorial Day is Memorial Day is not just for past vets.
Right.
Vets is for everyone, anyone that have passed, not just for the
Right.
vets. And and a lot of people get that so confused. They think you honoring only the veterans that have passed on. No, you're honoring actually any and everybody that has passed.
Right.
Interesting.
You want to know a fun fact though?
Tell us. Let us have it.
Seriously.
Mhm.
Memorial Day is a black holiday. It was actually started by a black colony, and it was actually to memorialize some of the people that were in the wars, like the Civil War, things like that. But they broadened it out to memorialize the people that had moved on.
Interesting. We're always bringing history and facts. I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. You got me. So something right now that is kind of all over social media, something that is local news that we just wanted to touch on. So I'm just going to real quickly. We made a post earlier asking what the thoughts were on the tap water tasting weird in Fort Wayne right now. So just to give a little history, I would say for probably the last week or so, you've seen or heard people complaining about the tap water having an odd smell, an odd taste. Some had said it smelled rotten. Some said it tasted like dirt or earth. So the city utilities did make a statement. I'm going to tell you what they said here in a second. So we took kind of a poll asking, are you concerned about the situation or are you unbothered because you trust what the city officials are saying? So city officials are saying that this is nothing to be alarmed about. Sometimes this changes with like the weather or erosion. They gave an explanation and said that, of course, the water is safe to drink. It is safe to use. So kind of acting like this was something that just,
And they said this is a regular occurrence.
yeah, something that just happens, but I don't ever remember it happening before. Maybe just nobody said anything. Because even if you don't drink the water, because a lot of people say, well, I don't drink the water. You're still bathing in the water. You're brushing your teeth with the water.
Right.
So, yeah, if there's something going on in the water, then it's going to affect you. So,
So we got a little flint. We got another flint.
Well, Flint.
well, and here's the comments. So somebody said, definitely, I think our city mirrors the mindset of other cities when it comes to these types of issues. But it's also an election year, so who knows what would happen. Someone else said, the taste is absolutely terrible. I cannot drink it. Someone else says, well, we pay for it, so why didn't we have a say? The old water was fine. Are we going to get a discount? Next person, that answer's no. I can tell you right, off the bat, and I don't work there. Joe says, think of all the gallons of chemicals up to this point. For our own good, in quotation marks, we are already poisoned. I like that one. Just saying. Gabe said these chemicals are bad because the government says so, but if they are using them, well, then they are just fine. Even if the water isn't transparent, I'm sure the government is when they tell me not to worry about it. Gabe.
That was a bunch of sarcasm.
Yeah. I think we got a seat for you up here. I'm not in Fort Wayne anymore, but I trust no government agency when they say that something is fine anyway. It tastes like mold. So basically everybody is kind of saying the same thing about the water. So what do we think? I told you what the city said when they put out a statement. I mean, what are you concerned? I mean, you said you don't drink the tap water, but you use it.
Yeah, you use it. You obviously have to use it.
What are your personal thoughts? I mean, are you worried about this or?
Well, my first question is, and I don't know if anybody has brought this point up, but you know that thing that they're drilling in Foster Park?
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be like a retention thing that would take a lot of the waste out of the water, so it would not sit in the water to build up.
Mm-hmm.
They did it in Foster Park and it's supposed to travel throughout the city.
We're still working on it.
I know there's a pump over by Lakeside Park, well, on Macomb, and there's somewhere else. So, but I thought it was in parts complete.
No,
Oh, okay. I thought
it's
they
this
said that
it's
in
supposed to
parts-
be it's supposed to have been completed last year,
Yeah,
and it's nowhere near completion.
it's not complete.
No, it's not.
So that answers my question. So my question was, what happened to that preventative measure that they did that was supposed to take some of that waste out of the water so this could be prevented or this wouldn't happen again? Because that's what it was for. Because they had, did a study and said, I haven't drank tap water, but you use it for bathing. I haven't drank tap water in years because they said Fort Wayne water rated lower than somewhere in the country at one point in time. So, but I was just wondering, since everybody was talking about it, what happened to that retention thing that they did? But if you're right,
They
it's
still
not
working
done,
on it.
then
It's
that
not
answers
done.
my question.
No, it's not
Why
done.
isn't it done? Because they said it was going to be done. It was only going to take 1.5 years. It's been almost 3 years.
Like I said, it was supposed to be done last year and nowhere near complete. Well, this is what they said. They finished the drilling part of it.
Right.
No, it wasn't done. They still had when they said that last year, they still had 5 miles left to go. So the trip that is supposed to go throughout the city of Fort Wayne, and like you said, helps with the waste.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm still working on it, buddy.
Am I thinking incorrectly, or did Fort Wayne not just win an award not too long ago for the best tasting water? Am I
don't
just
know.
imagining? I'm almost like, I think we
I'm
need.
gonna have to Google that.
I think
one.
somebody
don't-
needs to look that up because I think I do remember seeing that somewhere that Fort Wayne was voted for the best tasting water.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll have to look that up.
And with that, I don't know how often do you drive up Anthony.
Every day if I go to the factory, so quite often.
And they're talking about that. If you drive up Anthony and right where that dam is where the waterfall is, you still see the trees and you still see. I mean, wouldn't the practical thing be to clean up some of that stuff, get it out of there? If that's a cause, and you're saying that these are the things that are causing these situations, why
Right.
not, remove some of that or find a way to get, I mean, trees and limbs and things you can move out of there and it
Yeah.
won't disturb nature. You don't have to move them all because I understand they don't want to mess up the ecosystem or things like that, but you don't have to have, all of those trees and all of those limbs and things in there. That will reduce some of the waste. and
Yeah.
some of the problems that you're having, but,
Well, I was just curious. So I started Googling stuff and I wanted to see if this was as common as the city of Fort Wayne Utilities is trying to say it is. And I really could not find much. California, I think it was 3 years ago, there was an article where their city utilities gave a similar statement talking about the organic. And then there was another place, I think it was Connecticut or something, that had the same thing. But it didn't look like something that was very common to me. But if California reported it 2 to 3 years ago and they're still here, then at least we got a couple more good years in it. I mean, just to look at the price.
Wow. It's not gonna affect us today, but in 3 years
Right, we're gonna be all right.
Don't worry about it today. Wait till the hour starts.
I feel like the next couple years are going to be real good, though. So, I mean, there's that. This is what happens when we have a little break, a little time off.
Quick left, yeah.
So graduation season is among us, and I know this because I have a senior that's graduating
Congratulations.
this week, actually, from Leo. Thank you. It has been a long road for us, so I am super proud of her. Do you guys know anybody graduating high school this year?
No,
Close to you, or
Yeah, my nephew's graduating from Snyder.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't have anybody in my family graduating, but I know. I think is Sunday. Concordia graduated. I think. I mean, there was a couple of graduations on Sunday, and this is the first time in my knowledge in a long time that there have been graduations on Sunday. But I know Concordia graduated on Sunday. Concordia and somebody else graduated on Sunday. I know Lourdes graduated Friday, but Sunday Concordia graduated, and I just so they're trying to get them out and done.
I think it's crazy to me how the high schools graduate at the Coliseum. A lot of them at the Coliseum.
Yeah, all
Because
the community does.
our school was so small that we literally just had it right there in the gym. And I mean, I still remember the chairs were set up and But now it takes forever for, even if they have it like at the Coliseum, there's so many kids.
Yeah.
There are so many kids. And I know they have Leo's on Thursday and then more on Friday, more on,
Now, does East Allen require tickets as well?
nope. They said no tickets are required, just
Does
paying
Fort Wayne
to
Community
park.
still require tickets? I know Fort Wayne Community Schools, they were requiring tickets, and it was up to 4 or 5 a
I'm
family.
not, you know, something I always thought that was not fair.
I
It
don't think that's
isn't.
fair
It
either.
absolutely isn't.
Because now you limit, you got
Yep.
this big old building that could hold almost 10,000 people,
Right.
Yeah.
and you want to limit to who I could bring.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
fair.
I don't believe that because we didn't have tickets when
didn't either.
we didn't have tickets.
Yeah.
so
People
it-
just showed up,
yeah,
whoever
so-
wanted to go.
And we had our own day when we graduated. We graduated on a Thursday, like Snyder graduated maybe that Friday, that Saturday. Southside, as I recall, Southside did graduate on Sundays because they used to graduate down at the embassy. And I don't know, or the Scottish Rite, embassy or Scottish Rite.
Scottish right.
Uh, So
Man,
I
you
don't
guys
know
are
if they-
fancy here. They literally threw up a couple streamers in our gym and they were like, there you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, Southside was the only one I know that you had to have a ticket because it was at the Scottish Rite.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Or charging people to go.
No,
Yes.
you didn't pay.
You didn't-
But now,
have to
I mean,
pay.
if you like, a lot of them will say general admission seating.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But they only allow, like I think it's between 4 and 5 tickets per
per
student.
Yeah.
And so think about it.
The students had to hustle them up.
Yeah, but think about it. If you got a living mother, living father,
Yeah.
2 living grandparents,
Yeah.
you know, those are your tickets right there.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you decide who goes
When
I
they
mean,
want to come, yeah.
right, right.
That's not even enough for
Well,
like
see,
an
I mean,
immediate
like
family.
I said, a lot of kids was just hustling up tickets. I mean,
Yeah.
they would hustle, they would bustle, they hey, you how many people you got going to you? Can I get, you know? And then on top of that, the office would at their discretion would hand out more tickets to who, you know, they pick
Right.
their favorites, and you know, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Call in.
I think both my daughters did that because, you know, we have a big family, and to limit the amount of people that's wanting to come
Yep.
on both sides of the
Yep.
family, they had a great number of people. So to limit that number, I think is unfair to that student. But the thing too is, this is one of the reasons they said they did it, is to curtail and control the crowds. Because, you
Yes.
know, they want you to wait till the
Yep.
everybody has
Yep.
passed, and you don't want, you know, to celebrate. So they said, please hold your applause to. When you say that, you incite people to say, okay, you're right. I'm a yell, you know, just, and, you know, I remember, I don't know if they still do that, but I remember they did used to escort you out the Coliseum if you, you know,
something-
but most people, after they saw their child or their family, they out.
Yes, it was written in the paperwork that we received that if you, as the student, throw your cap at all, you will not get your diploma. They will escort you out. And if you have family members who are, you know, being loud or not waiting till the end, they will be I mean, it is like plain written. And she's like, you need to tell Grandpa and Uncle John that they are not to stand up there and, you know, make a fool because the students are scared that they're going to be embarrassed. And I'm like, that is part of just being a kid. Like, do you know how my parents embarrassed me to no end?
Yeah. You
So
know, you got that one Uncle Willie that got that flash.
I know my daughter graduated. No, they had Lewis had theirs at the Tin Cap Stadium. Oh, her whole section, we scream, holler, yell, and you know they try to limit the ticket. Now the funny part about that one is they try to limit the tickets as well. We hustled up tickets, but by the time when we got there, wasn't nobody at the door picking up tickets. People just walking in.
See, they had theirs in the middle of the day too, right? Because Lewis had theirs in the middle of the day Friday. Did your daughter graduate in the middle of the day as well?
No, it was afternoon.
so after all that fuss with people were just walking in, not even needing.
Yeah, we just walked. I mean, people just walked in.
But yeah, congratulations to Macy. But yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
you should be up there screaming. Let her grandpa and her uncle and all them, let them scream. I don't think that's right. I think they should pause. And they always say we got too many students to get through. I think you can a quick pause to let people celebrate, have their moment, and let it go.
Will you come and cheer for her and just test it?
Oh, most definitely.
Test that theory out and see
Most definitely.
see what happens. So
What school? Wait, what school she go to again?
Le-
Okay, no, I'm not. They ain't gonna let me in. Oh, can I
So-
tell him I'm Macy's uncle?
So there's that. So you hear us say all the time up here that you should keep in the back of your mind, if you're not sure about college or even if you're on the fence, you should keep in mind that a trade school is always an option and a good option, knowing a trade. Coming up with, something you could do with your hands, something you could do no matter where you moved in life. So, I mean, that's something that we preach, right? So I ran across an article the other day that said, and this is actually from World Economic Forum, that stated by 2025, 85 million jobs may be displaced by a shift in labor division between humans and machines. It went on to say that anything that can be done with two hands or one hand can technically be replaced by robots. So it was not talking negatively about trade schools, but saying that all this talk that we, speak about trade schools, and now in just amount of several years, a robot can how does a robot show up and do your plumbing, like fix your toilet?
They don't.
Are you going to let a robot in? I'm not.
Yeah, that's why you need the human
Because
touch.
you don't go to the beauty salon and you let a robot wash
Right.
your hair, cut your hair, style your hair.
Right. And it's like, even if you do a lot of research, you have to dig deep. There are people that are like terrified about artificial intelligence, saying that if we need to figure out what we're going to do to control them, because otherwise they are going to control us.
We're gonna be iRobot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
iRobot.
it's crazy.
It is crazy because at the end of the day, it's a lot of things I wouldn't want a robot.
No, absolutely not.
Just imagine going to the doctor and you have a robot trying to give you a pistol.
Nah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I pass.
You go into the massage parlor and you have a robot massaging you.
Nah.
Okay. Physical therapy.
Nah.
So I mean, it's certain things that
Right.
a robot just I don't care how much artificial intelligence you have. I seen something earlier today on was it one of TikTok, I think. They do the slapping.
Yeah.
The slapping match.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the dude, it was against a robot and a human. Now, there's no way in God's green earth I'm finna let a robot smack you.
No way I'm gonna smack a robot and expect him to get the response, and I'm gonna watch somebody.
Oh, he got the response when he smacked the robot. The robot went down like a real human.
Really?
Yes.
How hard did he smack him?
Smacking him. Fire out of him. But the robot came back and smacked him.
He stood back up.
Right. So I mean, if there's no way, it's just certain things just won't work for me.
Yeah. Well, in an instance, they're talking about AI and not only replacing, jobs. Think about it. There's this thing. It's called Chatterbox or Chatbox. Or
Yeah.
something like
Snapchat.
that. Yeah. Well, that's evolving where there are new music artists that are totally AI. They are being able to duplicate voices and things and patterns of people singing and rap flows and everything, and they're doing that. It's too much. But one artist said this, and we got to be mindful and careful. He says they can duplicate and imitate my voice. Think about the scammers or something that's going to happen. What if somebody wanted to do harm to my kids and they got my phone number or my kid's phone number? They called my children. They duplicated my voice and told my children where to be somewhere or what to do. Open the door. As simple as that.
But that's exactly what they're saying. Like these people that are studying this are saying, like, this is dangerous. This is absolutely, like, you need to look into this. You need to be against this. I mean, heck, Elon Musk can clone your dog for $50,000. So, I mean, and look how quickly things are moving. Like, if you had $50,000, he would clone your dog today. You don't think that's going to evolve into
Human?
Yeah. I mean, what's next after your dog?
Yeah. But,
that doesn't creep you out? Like, to me, that is super scary. I don't want to be walking around with, like, robots and stuff.
Robots is a different thing. Clones are different things. Because if you think about it, it's been like, maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago when they cloned that first sheep or whatever.
Mhm.
That thing didn't last. It didn't even live a month or a month and a half, I don't believe. So I don't think they're going to have.
Technology and change.
But I don't think. they're
Yeah,
gonna
look
have
how
the
long ago
capability-
that
I
was.
don't think they're still going to have the capability to, maintain. That's my belief. They don't think they're
No,
going to.
and plus, I
be
don't think
able
the
to
world
have
can
it.
handle two of me.
Oh, I won't.
No.
Two of me. Oh, I told you if I had been a twin. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Had I been a twin, oh.
True on both
Yeah,
statements.
there needs to
Absolutely.
be- I think. Let me retract my statement. I want a world full of me because I have
Oh,
always
my-
said if
Oh, my
everybody in the
goodness.
world was just like me, it would be a perfect world. So yeah, let's clone me. Let's make 1 billion of me. Let's make 1 billion.
I
of
wouldn't
me.
clone you for
Hey,
$5.
Elon Musk, 50,000 a person. Hey, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe tonight. I want everybody cloned, just like I'm taking over the world. I'm taking over the world. Clone me.
Are you done with your BS?
Are you?
No,
I mean, seriously. Are you done?
no.
Because I would shoot every last one of them. every last one of them.
No.
Until I find the right one.
Until you find the right one. No, I'm gonna have a spore. I'm gonna be having spores just popping out every time you hit one. There's gonna be more.
Okay.
Do you guys have? Speaking of how well you two just jive together. Do you have any shows coming up?
Do I have any?
Do you two have a sports show that's
Actually,
going to be
what,
coming
this
up?
Thursday? Yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna. We're
This
gonna do
Thursday?
This Thursday.
Can you give us just a little sneak peek of what you're going to be talking about?
It's going to be Respect the Game presented by ONV, and we will be discussing life after sports. We will do all kind of aspects from your physical to your mental to your finances. We're going to talk about everything that affects your life after sports. Some people have troubling health issues. Some people go broke. Some people become richer after
they
they played sports than anything else. So we're gonna look at that whole aspect of what happens in life after sports.
I think that'll be a really good conversation.
Yes.
Are you going to have guests?
No, it's just going to be the panel. It's
Okay.
going to be Coach Ayers, Mr. Muhammad, and I always get her name wrong, but I don't want to mispronounce her name wrong on the air. and Ian myself, so just join us. And it's really out of respect. I always pronounce it wrong, and I don't want to mispronounce her name. So
And this is once a month, correct?
yes,
that we're
every
doing
first
this.
Thursday of the month.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you guys really enjoy talking about that.
Yeah. You can join. Oh, you'll be at graduation. I say, come join the panel.
No, I'm going to pass on that one. Travel this weekend, as I was stating. So I took Highway 3 all the way up, which is usually 55 or 60 miles an hour. It was 45 mile an hour the entire way. Traffic was,
That's Lima Road, right?
yes, traffic was literally like I've never seen it before. It was out of control, crazy. So like you said, it was the first, not official day of summer, but summer kickoff, lake season, grilling. It's nice to even drive through town and just smell the grills being on, the charcoal.
Yeah.
Not the gas. The gas grills, you might as well just have a,
You cook in the house.
what do you call one of those things? The
Outdoor
easy bake,
Yeah,
the easy
outdoor
bake
oven.
ovens.
Yeah, just cook
outdoor
in the
oven.
house if you're going to use gas.
Yeah, see, you guys agree with me about something.
Yes.
So we've talked about the Memorial Day and Veterans Day, little education there. We talked about our weekends. We talked about the water. We'll have to keep everyone updated. Since you weren't familiar with it, if you'll go home and just drink maybe like a half a gallon of tap water and maybe get back with us, just keep notes on how you feel. So we'll keep an eye on that.
That's bad.
We talked about graduation. So congratulations
To all the
to
graduates.
all the graduates. And, they give awards out to people who have worked hard, and that is great. But if you are a child who didn't get an award, if you are a child who even barely scraped through,
You made it.
but you did,
You made it.
that is your award. So
That's
congratulations
right. Yes.
to every child who's crossing that finish line. That is a very, very big deal.
I got 2 more years.
Very, oh goodness, I'm done. So we do want to remind you about our show again tomorrow evening at 8:30 NVN Depth, self-care, the importance, and Thursday with the
Respect the
guys,
game.
with
Yes,
the guys at
respect the
8:30
game.
also.
8:30. Yes, ma'am.
So yes, take care of yourself, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Everyone knows that.
Right.
So I'm gonna let E lead us out, as we always say at the end of the show.
Always respect. Always protect your mind.
And always respect
The game.
the game. Yep.
Yeah.
There's that.
There we are.
So we'll see you tomorrow and Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night.